Hello everyone, back again doing a walking video after midnight because that's how we do. We like to do nighttime videos when it's dark and quiet. So I'm gonna probably make this quick. Got a lot going on really. First thing is I don't think I'll hear from Silent Castle probably for the next week or so. I believe it's gonna be at least a week. Got a lot of things I'm working on. So for the time being, I'll keep you busy. I think between all my channels, I've been uploading pretty much the maximum every day. I think that's pretty fair to say. A lot of different content. I've dug up my old content and re-uploaded some of it. A lot of it got some decent views. I tried not to do all the same thing, but I've got thousands and thousands of videos to look through. So I do my best. I try to give new content. Excuse me, I'm trying to think of my words all the time. I could just keep talking very quickly, but I don't give you time to think and consume what I'm actually saying. So, I would prefer not to do that, is what I'm trying to say. So, right now I'm just doing some walking. I got some Pokemon games to work on for the Switch. I do have two Switches, and one of them, the joystick broke off of it, but the little bit is left in there. So if I really get in there and use my fingernail and whatnot, I can kind of use it to a degree. So I might be able to do some trades and whatnot. We'll see. All I can keep saying is just stay tuned. That's really all there is to it. Got a lot of plans. I work on a lot of stuff behind the scenes every day, between video games and notes and all kinds of different ideas and so forth. And Silent Castle and I talk about these probably at least weekly, really. So we don't really get together almost, maybe every few months or something like that, I would say. If we're lucky, maybe every 6 months. It just depends. We try to talk every time we can. We try to keep up with everything, throw ideas at each other. So yeah, that's pretty much what we've been up to that I can think of. Yeah, I've got all the Pokemon games for the Switch now that I'm renting, so I'm trying to get as much as physically possible done on them. I'm trying to do a lot of trades more than anything, more than even beat the games and whatnot. Recently, I was playing a lot of Pokemon Alpha Sapphire, Omega Ruby, XY, because I was using Silent's DS, and then now he's using this DS, so now I've been really going hard on the Switch. I'm going to try, hopefully tomorrow, I'm going to go back home, and I'm going to be able to record again. I hope that I can get my 3 days in a row there from Sunday to Tuesday. So that should give me a little bit of time to do some recordings and uploads and so forth. So yeah, that's the short of it right now. Just staying very busy like every other day. A lot of notes being taken. A lot of new stuff. Been kind of following TV shows and movies and stuff like that a little more. I found this guy on YouTube that I've really been paying attention to. With when I can, he covers like a lot of TV shows. His main stuff is like he covers Dexter a lot. I've seen like the whole series of all the spin-offs, all of it. So I got a lot of his reviews to listen to. His name's JDev TV, and I got him on Instagram now. So anytime I come up with an idea or something for him, probably throw it his way. We'll see what we can do here. Kind of try to make a rapport with someone. He's actually a decent sized channel, and he grew 1,000 subscribers within the last month or so since I subscribed. Dexter Resurrection just ended. I thought that was pretty good. I probably need to do some videos in depth about that. A lot of people like speculation and stuff like that. So yeah, that's on Paramount Plus. I was following that for the few months it was on. They just went hard, just released it a week at a time for basically 10 weeks in a row. So yeah, definitely some good there. He covers a lot of other shows too. He's covering Mr. Robot slowly. He's got Supernatural going. He has like all the Dexter series covered, I think. Game of Thrones. Gosh, I'm trying to think of all the things he has in his archive. Like he's got like 12,000 subscribers now, so that's really cool. I'm glad to see him getting a lot of subscribers. You know, he puts in a lot of hard work. I appreciate that. I'm looking forward to his Mr. Robot reviews because I've seen the whole series, and it's been years since I really have looked into it and whatnot. If I could get my situation fixed at home, I have a way to watch DVDs, and I got video games and all these things, but I have to find them. I have to find the cords or get new cords or whatever. So it's on the to-do list. But I have the whole series of Mr. Robot. It's actually very hard to kind of watch on the internet. I don't know. I haven't looked too hard for it, but on the streaming services that I've had access to, I haven't seen it. So I have access to several streaming services because my family pays for it. So I mooch off them. I've got Netflix, I got Paramount, I've got HBO Max, I've got, I think I have access to Hulu, but I don't know the stuff for it. I think Hulu's going into the ESPN now, and got to cover that whole thing with WWE going into ESPN. So, not that I really watch a lot of, I physically watch WWE pay-per-views and stuff much, but you can't, I'm not going to be doing that anytime soon. So, there's that. I'd like to do more stuff with WWE, something, but it probably would be stuff from, you know, the past, because I feel like, for some reason, I mean, I think there's a lot of different reasons, but without going into too much of it, I just feel like I could better give something decent to say about things from the past. Maybe it's just because I was younger then and I looked at things differently, and then maybe I'd go back and you get a lot more perspective. Like, you get more hindsight and whatnot. It's like, oh, okay, this happened, and this happened, and then now I see what happened in the future. Now, you're watching something live, you're just like, okay, here's my reaction, but there's really no context as to what happens next, and if I'm right on a prediction, or that type deal. So, pretty cool stuff, but I think that's more or less the situation right now on that front. I think that's all of the ones I really watch. I mean, I use like Pluto and Tubi as well. Those are free. You don't really need you don't need anything for those really besides internet. So yeah, I actually really want to go in depth of several different topics just on streaming and shows and different things like that. So yeah, been following that. I've actually been kind of, I wouldn't say out of the loop, but kind of a little bit not as close as on the WWE wrestling and all that kind of stuff. I've followed it, obviously, for years and so forth. I know what's going on, but for some reason, it's just not sticking out to me. Like, I hear stuff, and I know it's partially my fault, but a lot of it just seems like, it doesn't seem like they're doing as much lately. Like, it's like one thing, and they really fixate on it. They've been doing that for years now, and I'm just like, okay. Like, I always looked at WWE wrestling as like a variety show. Like, it's not just one match, which that's a whole other topic I'd like to do. if you cut down on stuff, or you change the pace and so forth, and how that would affect things. So a lot of what if type stuff. Also, I want to do with Dexter is I've watched a couple episodes, actually paid attention to them, and I picked certain ones for a reason. I picked season 4, episode 1, and I wrote down. I took little index cards, they're called. So not the biggest piece of paper, maybe like a third or fourth of paper. So I probably got like a full page, almost 2 full pages for an episode, because I would write down almost every detail. Like, okay, so this happened, then this happens in this scene, this happens here. Yeah, you get the point. Yeah. So I'm probably going to read out that review. I know I did 1 episode, and then I was trying to take notes on JDev TV's reviews of some things, of some Dexter. So I don't know if I think I did some of Resurrection that he covered. I'm not sure. I just listened through New Blood for like, I don't know how many episodes, 3 to 5 episodes, just to get a refresher. Yeah, so I don't know. It's hard to really say all at once right now. I definitely have opinions, but I don't want to go too far in a certain direction and whatnot about things. So just a little backstory about my, TV watching and whatnot. The main things I really have ever really followed was WWE, wrestling, that kind of stuff. That's probably like my number one, like most consistent for 20 years or whatever. Just, always knowing what's going on to a pretty good degree. I have very vast knowledge of the past and anything that's really been going on at any given time consistently, like I said. So yeah, definitely, if you know anything about stuff that I'm talking about, please comment down below, and I'd love to have a conversation. Also, I'm trying to build out, obviously, my other YouTube channels. I got my Instagram going, so that's good. I have more accounts to make and whatnot. I like to get in contact with viewers and so forth, and, just have some good conversations and whatnot. Just, that type of deal. Without, obviously going too far into it. I know I'm throwing a lot. That's pretty much what an update video is for me. I just talk a lot and see what you guys stick with. But in the most simplest terms, I think that's a pretty decent start to an update as for just what I've been doing and some things in the future. So, yeah. What I was saying was specifically one of the last things I plan on really going into. What I was saying about watching wrestling and all that type of stuff through the years. The only show that I really went out of my way since probably like Mr. Robot or something like new was the new episodes of Dexter. So I followed New Blood, I followed Original Sin, and I followed Resurrection after it came out. So, and Resurrection I definitely paid more attention to than the other two. For whatever reason that was, I can't say. I felt like there was a lot more of a community. For me, I found the community of Resurrection more than at the time of New Blood and Original Sin. And I thought they all had some decent parts to them, ups, downs, whatever. But, these are very long-term type of things I want to work on, obviously. I'm never going to run out of ideas of things to work on. And that's kind of just the idea like just stay very busy and yeah, just keep pumping out content. So one way or another, as long as I have the ability to do it, I plan on making more content. I plan on finding stuff, sharing stuff. I know sometimes I'll make a lot of videos and post them all at once. I really cannot stress enough how little time I get. So it's actually very, besides just saying rare, it's like a special occasion to really get into this stuff. And I want to have something to say when I speak. I just be like, oh, today this was, you know, da-da-da-da, and then da-da-da-da, you know. So I think that's good for now. Like I always say, thank you guys for watching. Greatly appreciate it. Definitely want to be seen by as many people as I can on here. Try to build stuff out. Get in contact with people a little more. See what we can kind of get going. There's a lot of stuff I'd like to make people understand about, like the shadow banning and censorship and so forth. I'm trying to find a way to make a couple new channels, so I'm going to keep them as clean as I possibly can without being censored or getting strikes or any of that type stuff. So I already have a couple. As long as the algorithm lets them go soon enough, I plan on working on them. But obviously I have the other backup channels. I usually have them somewhere on the channel, no matter what channel it's on, whether it's in the description or it's in the title, so forth. So, you know, in the most simplest terms, just stay tuned. There'll be a lot coming up. So, you know, as always, appreciate you. God bless. Have a good rest of the, you know, enjoy life while you wait for the next video, I reckon. So, see you later. Bye then.